Hey guys, and welcome back to another Hof Bergmann Explained video. Today we're going to take a look at the two places on the farm that you can store bulk, hay, and straw. But before that, this video is brought to you by GoldenEye 48. Thank you for being a farm baron. So we've already touched on where you can store bales, or at least where you can store several different types of bales here on the farm. And this video is going to kind of follow into another video where we're going to cover all of the storage spaces available on the farm because there are a whole lot. And there are some that I haven't even talked about yet. But this is its own video because, well, this is a hay dryer and allows you to store bulk hay. And then we have a straw blower that allows you to store bulk straw here on the farm. So this one is a little bit complicated and I wanted to kind of show it to you. So how does it work? Well, we walk up to this thing and we hit E to enter it. We're going to bring up our F1 menu just so we can see what's going on. We hit enter to basically turn on the panel. Now, first it comes up in German, but we can hit X, thankfully, and change the language to English. And basically we have our hay dryer and hay storage. Now, if we left click and we move our mouse left and right, we can extend and retract a pipe. That pipe right there. And that is crucial to basically taking things in and out of this particular storage. So what we can do, if we look at U, okay, tip side, unload from drying chamber. If the pipe is out and it says unload from drying chamber, it means that basically whatever is in the right side where it says drying chamber, we can unload to a trailer off the pipe. If we go to U, unload from hay chamber. Pretty straightforward. Whatever is in storage in the hay chamber, we can unload to the pipe. U again. Overload to hay chamber basically transfers what's in the drying chamber to the hay chamber. Okay? And now we're back to unload from drying chamber. So how does this all work? Well, first thing we need to do is we need to turn this thing on. We'll see we have a nice little animation there on the right of a fan spinning now. You can see a belt rotating from the engine. So the blower here is running and it is basically going to blow our product that we dump here on the ground into storage. So I've got a trailer load of grass here. I'm just going to back up to this general area and we don't get prompted to unload. We basically have to force unload. And you'll see that the dryer is basically sucking up the material at this point. If we look at our control panel, you can see our dryer fill level is increasing. So we're putting grass in right now, but we can also add hay to this if we just want to store hay. And we can also add clover. So I wanted to demonstrate both of those things. So here we have a load of hay. We're going to overload that. Now when we overload hay, it does not go straight into the storage chamber. It does go into the drying chamber. Everything has to go through a drying process. And then we'll do this one final time with some clover. And while that is unloading, I want to go get something else. Because this area has a little bit of a trick that I think maybe even some veteran Hof Bergmann players don't know. So this is actually our straw storage. We're going to come to this in a minute. But inside of here, when you start the game in new farmer mode, you have a belt. Well, this is a custom belt. This is not your normal belt from the game. This belt actually lets you automatically overload from the ground. So it's a really great belt. And it's also fast. But what we're going to do here is we're going to position this at this door. And there's a couple fun ways to open this door. One, you could basically come over here to this panel here and left click to open the attic door. Okay. Another real fun way is to actually bring the ladder from the other side of the building over here, put it beside the door, walk up the ladder, and then open the door. That's my preferred way, but just for time's sake, we're going to open the door this way. So now that we've opened the door, we're going to basically put our belt into this area. Like so. And we're going to turn the belt on. Alright, so you can see we have 42,000 liters worth of grass in here. We have 8 minutes and 23 seconds left on the drying time. This process will take 10 real minutes. You can't speed this up. This is 10 real life minutes. Okay? So while that is running and drying, we're going to add some more hay to our trailer. Because, as I demonstrated, you could put hay in there, but you have to go through the drying process to eventually store it. Well, what you can do here is, remember, we turn this belt on. We're going to force unload, and watch what happens here. So there we go. The belt is now basically picking the hay up, and it is unloading it into here. But where's it going? Where's it going? Where's it going, you might say? Well, let's go back here to our panel. And look, it is going into the hay chamber for storage. So if you have hay, you can just unload it directly into the hay chamber by putting it on the belt and running it up into the loft. Pretty slick, I have to say, right? And this has a really big pickup, so it will go ahead and pick up everything we dropped on the ground there. Now, if we have some product we want to get out of this thing, park our trailer under the pipe. We'll go into this, and F1 menu says unload from drying chamber. I to start overloading. You'll see the arrows, and you'll see the fill level dropping, indicating that we are emptying the drying chamber into our trailer. We'll turn that off, and we will see we now have clover in our trailer. I think the reason we have clover in the trailer is it's basically picked up what we last put into the trailer. So if we come back to our panel and we hit U, unload from hay chamber, we can hit I. And now you see we are unloading from our hay chamber. The numbers are going down. You saw the arrow indicating that product was coming out of the pipe. And we now have hay in our trailer. Then we have one more thing to demonstrate with respect to this storage. Turn that off. So timer restarted because we put more product in there. So we have another 8 minutes. So we'll come back to this. Let's go demonstrate the straw. The straw one's real fast. So while our hay is processing, if we bring our load of straw over to this blower, we'll go ahead and back it on up here. We walk up to this panel. We enter the straw blower. We hit enter to turn it on. And then we hit B to start the blower. And we hear it spinning up. Once again, we can see the belt running, so visually we know it is working. And just like before with our hay blower, we force unload this. Now this one's a little tricky. You may first say to yourself, this thing isn't doing anything. Well, for whatever reason, you have to actually enter this again. And now it is picking up product. And once you start it, now it will pick up product. So this one's a little twitchy, where you have to have straw on the ground. You have to get into this, and then it will start picking up the product with the blower on. And it will continue to pick up product for as long as there is product to be picked up. And then basically we can get straw out of this by going around to the other side of the building. Of course, when you're done, make sure you turn off your equipment. And if we head on the other side of the shed here, you'll see we have a pipe out. We just come underneath this pipe. And we start getting out our straw automatically. So we don't have to initiate the unload of that. It just happens. So be careful not to park a empty trailer under that, or you're going to have it filled up with straw. So, through the miracle of television, everything will be ready to go in 3, 2, 1. With everything dry now, basically we can turn off this hay dryer, quiet things down a wee little bit, and we will hit U to unload or overload to the hay chamber, but you'll notice the eye prompting went away from the screen. Well, that is because the pipe is out. We need to put that pipe away, baby. So now that the pipe is put away, we can overload to the hay chamber. Aye. And now you'll see we are transferring product from the drying chamber to the hay chamber storage facility. Okay? And just for funsies, let's go around here. We'll go up the belt because this has a fill level. It has a fill plane. Since it holds so much product, it takes a long time for this fill plane to start showing up. But it does have a fill plane, so you kind of get a general idea of how much product is in here just by visually looking at the fill plane. So we'll go back around here. We have 56,000 liters worth of product, 22%. If we go to U, unload from hay chamber, we'll stick that pipe back out and hit I. Now we are once again transferring product from our hay storage chamber into our trailer. We'll just do that, and we will hit enter to turn this whole operation off. So one thing you cannot do, okay, you cannot just go under the pipe and hit R. Okay, you can't start filling from the tractor. You have to get out and you have to go to the control panel, enter the control panel, and then you can unload it. You can see you don't have to be in, you don't have to turn the panel on to unload. The pipe does need to be out. You can change the overload levels all you want and hit I to initiate that unload process. And there we are. So guys, I hope you all have enjoyed this version of the Hof Bergmann Explained video series. We are coming down to the wire. There aren't too many more things that I can really come up with to talk about as far as this wonderful map, Hof Bergmann. I mean, we are well over 20 videos covering the specifics of what makes this map so unique. We're going to do one video right next tomorrow that is going to cover all of the places that you can store things here on the farm. So be sure to subscribe to check that one out. And until next time, happy farming.